I always say, if you've got questions, I've got answers. Please ask those questions. Thankfully, 2 separate people in the last couple weeks have asked me, what is it about GreenHIlls that is such an it place to be? Well, you're right. There are a couple places that everybody's heard about and they know. GreenHIlls, Brentwood, Franklin are 3 of the top places that I get questions about. Let's take a look. Let me show you a couple different price points. I'll show you what it's like to live in GreenHIlls and see if you think it's the it place to be for you and your family. So in the interest of showing you exactly what the traffic is like, because you will hear about Nashville traffic all the time, I'm coming around from Brentwood down around to 440 and down 21st Hillsborough Road area to get to GreenHIlls. And this is what it's like on 440 at 4:30 in the afternoon. Now, where you're going to get the traffic is going to be when we get right on Hillsborough Road, going north or south on Hillsborough Road, right around the mall area. What makes it such a special place that so many people do love? And I'm going to show you all the things about it, but I'm also going to give you some of the pros and cons. You've probably already seen one of the biggest cons, truly one of the biggest cons, is simply the traffic. But if you're new to this show, I'm Susan Thetford with eXp Realty. I am a native Nashvillian, have lived here my entire life, over 30 years in real estate. I know this area inside and out. So if you're considering a move to Nashville, Middle Tennessee area, give me a call. Happy to help you out in any way that I can. And if this is the type of information that you want to know about neighborhoods, about different communities, about the school systems, pricing, look at homes, all that type of thing, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel, because each week we do a new video, we go to a new place and talk about new things. Today we're talking about something that was requested. What's so special about GreenHIlls? That's what we're going to talk about. First, let's take a map. Okay, let's see if I can't help get you oriented. I'm going to start right here at the I-65 Old Hickory Boulevard exit right there in Brentwood. I'm going to travel north on 65. Now, there are several ways I could have gotten here, but today what I'm doing is going up 65 north. Highway 31 actually is Franklin Road, which takes you from downtown Nashville all the way to Franklin further south. Could have gone that way. I went up 65 north. Then I'm going to come all the way up to Interstate 440. This, if you'll notice, takes us all the way around the middle of downtown, so you don't have to get to all the way downtown traffic. You skip Wedgwood, Houston, 12th South, every Music Row. Come across 440. But this is where, like, if you'd want to go over to the airport, it's over here, so you get there at that access. So as you can see, there's very simple access up and down 65. Today, we're going to go over then west 440 and then get off at the Hillsborough Road intersection and go south. You'll notice that's called 431 or Hillsborough Road. Once you go north, if you did, that's 21st Avenue, which takes you through the Vanderbilt Hillsborough Vanderbilt Hillsborough area. Continue on, and this is where West End and 21st Avenue become Broadway here. So if you've heard people talk about the names change names all the time, that's correct. So back to here. 440, go south. And this takes you right into GreenHIlls. Now, as you notice, there is no name GreenHIlls anywhere. It's not a named area. It's just an area that's called GreenHIlls. It runs between Hillsborough Road and over here at Harding Road. It's between the city of Belle, Meade, which I've talked about several times, which is an incorporated city, and the city of Oak Hill, which also is an incorporated city. So it's kind of this corridor, Granny White over west until you get to about right in here, which is Belle Meade. Some of the reasons that we love it so much is, as you can see, it's right between Radnor Lakes. Easy access to over here, this beautiful Radnor Lake State Park, which is no driving through here, or the Belle Meade, at the end of Belle Meade Boulevard, Percy Warner and Edwin Warner Parks. So back to GreenHIlls. This is this whole section that runs you over to Belle Meade, as I say, and then over to Oak Hill, up and down Hillsborough Road, till you get into Forest Hills, which is also an incorporated city. Forest Hills nor Oak Hill have their own police force. Belle Meade does have its own police force. They keep showing me Bluebird Cafe is something that everybody knows about. Pretty much world-renowned, tiny little music venue. It is right here in GreenHIlls. The GreenHIlls Mall is sitting right here. So as you can see, the easy accessibility to great parks. So many good private schools within this area. If you've been to Nashville for a long time, you might know this area is called, or we realtors always used to call it, the Golden Triangle, from Music Row all the way down this whole kind of section, the triangle between Interstate 40 and Interstate 65 going north toward town. GreenHIlls tends to be an area, not necessarily, like you're not going to have an address GreenHIlls, Nashville, Tennessee, or GreenHIlls, Tennessee. As a matter of fact, there is an area called Green Hill, and that is nowhere close to where we are right now. So now that you know where we are, let's talk about why people really want to be here, if at all possible. First of all, obviously, it's the convenience. 10, 15 minutes from downtown Nashville, 10 minutes from Vanderbilt area. So many people around here work. They're doctors at Vanderbilt Hospital, maybe they're doctors at St. Thomas West Hospital. 10, 15 minutes max. If you need to go all the way into downtown, maybe 20 minutes depending on the high time of traffic. But there's so many jobs and so many businesses that are right here in the GreenHIlls area on in toward town. As you noticed, Hillsborough Road becomes 21st Avenue, and that's around the Vanderbilt area. From 21st Avenue, it then merges with West End and Harding Place to become Broadway. So it's an easy corridor into pretty much everything that people need to get to downtown. Also, it's very good public schools right here. Some of the highest acclaimed public schools are zoned if you happen to live here in the GreenHIlls area. Aside from that, some of the most highly acclaimed private schools, Harpeth Hall, MBA, St. Paul's, Harding, I'm leaving out some, but some of the most highly acclaimed private schools are also within just a few minutes of this area. So what you find is neighborhoods that are older neighborhoods, people seem to go to church together, they go to school together, they go shopping together, they become a really tight community, maybe based on school, maybe based on some of the things that they enjoy doing. You're also going to find several pocket parks that are very close, 10, 15 minutes away from your home if you happen to live here in GreenHIlls. There was a little elementary school when I was growing up right on Estes that now is Estes Park. The school that I grew up in, Palmer Park, which was a school at the time, is now a park. And that's a 15-minute drive if you happen to live on the other side of GreenHIlls. Just depends on where you live. The phenomenal shopping, I'm standing here in the middle of the GreenHIlls Shopping Center. Now, it's probably the most highly acclaimed, most affluent shopping within the region. Now, we've got lots of shopping centers down in Cool Springs in Williamson County. You can go up to Opry Mills for more different type of shopping. But when you're looking for very high-end shopping, you've got it here. Now, we've got the Macy's anchor store, but you also have Nordstrom, you also have Rolex. We've also got the Lululemon. We've got pretty much everything high end that you can think of. I'm leaving out some. I'm not a giant shopper, but it's here in GreenHIlls. One of my favorite places, just because it's beautiful, but they won't let me film there. That irritates me. Restoration Hardware. I'm going to sneak this camera up though. Go up to the top so you can overlook GreenHIlls and the shopping area. But shopping, convenience, parks, best schools. And you know what? Let's talk about the negatives.
Oh my God!
Here's the negatives. That traffic, of course. We've talked about it. We're not badly in a flight path, but I have had some people point out the fact that there are a lot of planes that come by. There was one that just came by a few minutes ago. But we're so close. You don't realize how close we are to downtown, and of course all of the flights that come in and out of B&A, they've got to go some directions, and this is south. One of the other things that beyond the traffic is a con is simply many of the areas have had the larger lots, single family ranch homes taken down, and what they've got is what they call a horizontal property regime. 2 homes could be put on those lots according to the zoning in many areas. So what used to be more spread out in housing now does have a lot of tight housing, but again, that's a different price point than if you want that very same house on a half-acre lot. It's going to be quite a different price point. Do you want the convenience? Do you want the schools? Do you want the access in a smaller lot, but you've got the access to everything else? Or do you want to go for an older home that may not have been updated, but it's going to be about the same kind of price if you get it, and then maybe one day you can add on because you've got the space? Your choice. Lots of things to take a look at. And the price point, because this is not an inexpensive price point. I will tell you, it has never gone down in pricing, never in the history of my growing up and being in this business for 35 years. It has never reduced in price, even when we've had some major recessions. So maybe flat, or maybe 20% appreciation yearly. Over time, you're going to do just fine. Let's see if I can slide us on in without getting caught. They aren't a fan of people filming in there for some reason. Even if you don't live here in GreenHIlls, you will want to come visit and see how beautiful. Be inspired, because it truly is pretty. Yeah, I got caught, but I talked my way out of it for a second. Spectacular. If you're anything like me, you may not be able to afford beautiful restoration prices, but you certainly can be inspired by coming up here. Even if it's just bring your laptop up for an hour or so to work. It's gorgeous. So enough already. I know what you want to know is what is it that you can buy for your money here in the GreenHIlls area. Well, first of all, I need to remind you that GreenHIlls is not a place you can exactly pinpoint on the map. It's kind of we know it as GreenHIlls area. So what I've decided to do was to share with you information about things that I call GreenHIlls. GreenHIlls would be, to me, things that are in the public school district that begins with Julia Green as the elementary school, very close by. So if I'm looking at how many homes are on the market in the Julia Green School District, which is GreenHIlls, we've only got today a total of 61 homes. Those price points run, and I'm talking condominiums and single family homes. Price points today run at $250,000 for a condominium up to, now this is an extreme, $40 million. But this is a piece of property that's also 49 acres and it has a mansion and it's just exquisite. If you want to see that, give me a call. I'll be glad to show it to you. So where I'm standing now is a development called Burlington. Burlington has both the original home that was on the property with a carriage house, and people ask me all the time, do you have a place with a carriage house? There aren't many of them, and they are a premium. They're never available for sale. But Burlington has an area of single family homes and then condominiums. We're looking at the condominiums. This one that's on the market today is right about 1,500 square feet. It's priced at $575,000. Something that makes it very special to everything in Nashville is that it actually has a basement. It's unfinished, can be finished out. But as you know, we have very few basements in Nashville unless the topography kind of dictates that. So let's take a look at just a couple ideas of what you can get for $575,000 in GreenHIlls in a great townhome. Here we are at our second stop. We're over at Brighton Place. Now this is a little further over to west toward Harding Place. This puts you about 4 or 5 minutes max from MBA private boys school, from St. Thomas West, from the Kroger Belle Meade shopping area. That's not technically Belle Meade, it's a little outside of Belle Meade, nuances, but it's so super convenient, easy access, 7-8 minute drive over to the GreenHIlls Mall specifically, still zoned for Julia Green High School. This is an area that has 2-car garages. It's not priced at $925,900. And the next home we're going to go to is a single family home separated totally. This is more of a planned unit development. It's called a PUD. But the next home was a single family home. I'm really not going to show you that house specifically from the outside. Just know it's about a 1-minute drive from this home. A very mature area, very mature vegetation around it, the old growth trees. This is more older Nashville, which is, in my opinion, phenomenal. You're also going to see around here so many homes that have been torn down. They were built in the 40s, 50s, 60s. They've been torn down because of the larger lots, because of the great vegetation, and new single family homes put on there. When you do that, you're going to end up at a $3 million kind of price point. The thing that you cannot put a price on is the vegetation, what you get in a mature neighborhood. This tree, this magnolia, is going to smell amazing when it blooms. The mature landscape, you can't put a price on. And the attention to detail of walkways, of stonework, architecturally, landscape architecturally designed. That's what you're going to get in some of these homes that are priced really high in GreenHIlls, Belle Meade. But I don't know. How do you put a price on this kind of quality?
Mm-hmm.